Any ideas? Any ideas? Any ideas?
Hello. I thought I'd try and do it like, hi. How are you all doing? How is everyone in the chat? There's a lot of you. There's over 900 of you. It's not. Hi. How are you all this lovely Sunday evening here in the UK, Sunday morning in some parts of America, Sunday afternoon in some other parts of North America, and goodness knows what time over in New Zealand and Australia, Japan, various places that side of the world. Hello. This is all very new and exciting to me. I do a lot of streams in my day job, some of you might know. Hello everyone. Oh, I see you all saying hi. You're all such lovely people. I'm going to make this chat bigger so I can see all of your notes and things. I need to make it bigger so that I've got a big screen, but everything is, you're all, there we go, so I can read the chat a little bit better. Let's pop out the chat, and then we can see what is going on. How is everyone? Where's everyone watching from? That always is really cool. Oh, it's already Daniel from it says hello from Montreal. Hello. Adam says Danger Mouse poster, amazing. Yes, thank you. As my Danger Mouse poster, one of my favourite shows of all time. When I was 18, one of my birthday presents was a Danger Mouse box set on DVD, and I was extremely pleased. But hello. West Virginia, someone from. Hello, Lord Poozo9. Hello, you've made it across to my personal channel. Welcome to me. Welcome to my personal channel. Lovely to meet you here as well. Wimpy Doodle says Netherlands here. Hi from Austria, says Harald. Emma is hey from Belfast. Hello, Emma. Jonathan, Oklahoma. Minnie McGee, Stuttgart, Germany. Guten Tag. There's a Phoenix, Arizona. Joker Crow, hi from Sweden. Just Jan Yi says hi from Norway. Hope I've said your name correctly there. From people in Zurich. Wow, amazing. Brody, Brighton. Hey, I know Brighton. Yeah, I have not been able to make a vlog for a little while. The beginning of my year has been a bit strange. Very beginning of the year, I caught a stomach bug at a New Year's Eve party, which was exciting. Then, not long after that, I was in hospital with a kidney stone. For those of you who don't know, I have a rare genetic kidney disease, called cystinuria, which is as delightful as that sounds. So my kidneys have a chemical imbalance, which means that I'm more likely to create a very rare kind of kidney stone that is formed from cystine acid, hence cystinuria. So I have to drink things that will alkalinize my kidneys. I have to drink lots of fluid anyway. I've got here, this is not normal tea. This is a herbal tea, because normal tea is like dehydrates you, basically. Makes you want to go to the bathroom all the time. So I've been drinking a lot of herbal teas and lots of water. This one is a red bush tea, also known as Roubois. I think that's how you say it. But this is a maple one that I got from Canada when I was there last time. So delicious. Thank you, Montreal Airport, for that. Bushuma says murder kidneys. Yes, they are murder kidneys. So I was in hospital for a few days, had an operation, was recovering from that, and then was kind of feeling back to myself, and then everything was kind of going a bit weird. There was some news about a certain virus happening, and people were actually starting to take notice of it. And yeah, by March I caught a virus in March, but a different virus. Don't worry, I'm okay. And I isolated myself just in case, because also when I'm ill, I'm more likely to get ill. Then 2 weeks after I locked myself away anyway, I got a letter from the NHS, the National Health Service of the UK, telling me that I needed to stay indoors for 12 weeks. Hence the title of this live stream. And that is because it's not like directly connected to my kidney stuff as far as I know, but through all of various medical things that I've been dealing with and various tests and things, I have a lot of blood tests as a part of that. And with that, they found that I could have some really, really low white blood cell counts. So like there's so many thousands of white blood cells that you can have in like a microliter of blood, I think is how they measure it, and it's between like the normal healthy rate is between 4,000 and 12,000 or 11,000, somewhere that end. But my average is 3,500. So my immune system is a bit which kind of explains why when I was like younger and at certain points in my life I tend to get the thing that's going round, and I tend to have to use more sick days than most people, and yeah, so because I'd had a blood test right at the beginning of the year, while I was in hospital, once my blood cell count was like so low that they put me in isolation because they were worried that I was going to get ill. So it really fluctuates as well. I've had a fun test where they drill into your hip bone, take out some of your bone marrow and test that to make sure it's working properly, and that seems to be working like that. There was nothing wrong with my bone marrow. I've just got a weird thing, so it's not, I don't fully know why I have this. It's not really connected to my kidney stuff. I've seen some people like trying to like explain why I'm like locked up, and it's because of her kidneys. No, no, it's because of my blood. It's my weird blood. Vampires would look at me and go, or maybe they would like that because it would be a higher concentration of red blood cells compared to, I don't know. Vampire theory 101. Maybe I could ask like Jane. She knows more about vampires than me, I think. But yeah, so I've got weird blood, which means that my immune system is compromised. So I am immunocompromised, and I have to stay in the house until June, which is great. I don't know how you guys have been holding up with all of this. I really hope that I hope that my stream is happening. There we go. Did I buffer for a bit then? It looked like I was buffering. I hope not. And yeah, basically I'm stuck inside. I hope you're all dealing with it well. The number of video calls I've been having with friends has gone up exponentially, which is nice. It's really nice. Part of the reason for that is that everyone's indoors, so you kind of know they're free. You just have to make sure it doesn't clash with another phone call. So yeah, fingers crossed everyone is all right out there and dealing with this really well. I have a little thing right now that I'll share. I've just got a message from my friend Mr. Luke Westaway. Hello there, Luke. I believe he is watching, because he said the stream's going great. Thanks. After this stream, when I finish up at 8 o'clock, I'm going to go downstairs, get myself some leftover curry from our takeaway last night that my family got, and I'm going to watch Luke make some beautiful music, because he's been doing some composition streams where he is like making music live on stream and like composing as you're watching, and he takes suggestions from chat and explains chords, and now we have the words spicy sad in our vocabulary. So yeah, do that. I'm gonna pop hello. I'll open this up. I will pop the link in the chat so you guys can hit the bell on his stream. I'm probably talking about it far in advance, so I'm just gonna tweet it now, and you'll see a link further up in the chat because of the time difference. I've tweeted that now. So, yeah. Oh wow, the chat. Right, yeah, Spicy Sad Squad. Yeah, hashtag Spicy Sad Squad. So yeah, please do go give him all the love and support, because they're really genuinely so relaxing in some stressful times like this, where whenever you open the news, you're like, so it's quite nice to just have just some nice music. And he's been working on like chill lo-fi music, so like the music that I had at the beginning, my intro kind of like stream music that I've chosen today, I just chose it because I was like, this sounds nice, I could write an essay to this. It's called Can't Sleep. It's from the YouTube audio library. If you want to check that out, I believe there is like a proper. I didn't make note of the artist, which is really bad. But you will see their name in the YouTube audio library, which you can find in the YouTube studio, and it's all there. Like, you should be able to find it even if you don't create videos on YouTube. But yeah. Oh, someone's saying the link is gone already. I'm gonna tweet it again. There you go. There you go. And now you'll see like the delay that we have here. But yeah. Kidaf tweet in the chat said, sorry to go all in, sort of, why have you not posted on YouTube for a very long time? I kind of did just explain all that. I've been really ill and busy, and then a virus happened. So I hope it's all understandable. It takes a lot to get in the mind frame to like make a vlog and be, hey everyone, on camera for a while. Like, there was a while ago a kind of trend in YouTube videos of creators making black and white videos going, I don't know what to do anymore. And that's kind of like how I've felt recently, but mainly because I've just not had the energy. So I've got like things that I would like to chat about. I'd like to talk. Like, I'm here making a live stream because I want to like engage with you all and make things. I like making videos. That's why it's my job over on Outside Extra, and I'm very lucky to do that. But I've just been. I don't know. Is anyone else like more tired, even though you're like doing nothing? Like, I've been doing a bit of exercise. I'm one of the lucky few people who actually has a Ring Fit. So I've been doing that, and I've been doing some dance as well, like kind of aerobic-y type stuff, to try and like keep my body active while I'm locked away for blooming months. But yeah, like, does anyone else just feel tired? I'm so tired. I think it's just the stress of the situation that everyone's having. So yeah, I'd like to thank all the nice people who have been like, if you've got those particular friends that you can reach out to and talk to them, like, do that. Talk to your friends. Please do, because people are great, and like even the introverts among us need to be able to like have that little bit of human interaction, just to remind ourselves like what humans are. So yeah, I hope you've all had. I've had some amazing people in my life right now chatting to me and keeping me sane. So thank you so much to those people. You know who you are. And yeah, look after yourselves. But we're here. We're already like 1:15 already, and I've not answered a question other than one. Me going, actually, I already answered that, which was kind of very catty of me. I'm very sorry, but hey, I like cats. So I have this post with my lovely confused face on it, and I asked you yesterday to pop down some questions there. I shared the link on Twitter as well, and I'm going to go through some of these. I'm going to look in the chat as well. T Birch 42 says humans. What are those? Jack Ironside says play the trumpet. Not today, but if this becomes like a fun enough thing that you'd like to do regularly, and I'm not being boring or anything, yeah. Oh, Cyrus Winter says silver play button yet? Question mark, question mark. I've not actually sent off for mine because I don't know how. It's like you get a notification and I don't know what the notification is. Like, I've looked at my notifications, but there's a lot of notifications when you're a YouTuber. So I'm gonna have to like message someone at YouTube and be like, how do I do this? But I've not really done that recently. I thought I'm gonna wait because they can't do anything about it now because a lot of YouTube people are working from home, like including the people who work at Google for YouTube. But what I do have is behind that's the Outside Extra silver play button, which will not match the new one, but oh well. But yeah, thank you so much to last year. I got to 100,000 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you. Only took 10 years, but I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it. It's like, if you've not watched my last vlog, I kind of explain why my YouTube was so slow, because it's also just because I didn't put out videos really, and there were reasons for that, and I don't go into them fully because I want some privacy. But yeah, if you've not seen that vlog, it's my last vlog that I popped up right at the beginning of the year when I was like, I'm gonna do a video every month, lol. Anyway, questions. I've gone on for another 3 minutes without answering a question. Other than the plaque. Okay, Jordan Booth. First question on here. Biggie, this one. Overall, in your opinion, who's the better character? Now, this is a video gaming one, okay? Arthur Morgan of Red Dead Redemption 2 or John Marston of Red Dead Redemption 1? I don't have a favourite because I love them both. I think they are both fantastic characters, and I think that really, really speaks to how strong Arthur Morgan's character was, because we all loved John Marston a lot. We loved him so much. So to have a new character come in, also a new character that he'd not really been mentioned, but they managed to fit him into that group, into that Vandalin gang, and make it completely believable, even though you'd not heard of him before. They did a brilliant job. Both of the voice actors were outstanding. It was really nice to see John Marston again, actually, in the new game. Yeah, great games. Really, really good. There are some things with Red Dead Redemption 2 that I would tweak a little bit to make it a little bit less frustrating at times, but it's a beautifully made game. So shout out to all the people at Rockstar who worked very hard on that game. Much appreciated. Right, let's get on. Oh, God, my phone's locked itself. There we go. Preeta Geek asks, did you and Luke know each other before Oxtra? Did you do some kind of audition or screen test together? I always wondered that because from the start you worked amazingly well together. Presenting Show of the Weekend. Stay safe. Thank you. I will also stay safe. Luke and I didn't meet until we both agreed to work for Outside Xbox. I met Luke the day that he finished his last job. And what that attests to is just how good the Outside Xbox guys are at, like, knowing whether people will gel. So they knew immediately, and Luke and I immediately got on. My favourite thing was Luke actually already knew who I was because of my Kimmy Schmidt cosplay. He was like, oh, you were the person that did the Kimmy... Yeah, and I was like, I immediately like you because you saw my weird cosplay. So, yeah, just, we both met after we both agreed to do the job. And so, like, we both kind of... We really trusted the Outside Xbox guys, Mike, Jane and Andy, to, like, not put us with someone that we would want to murder, and they succeeded, because Luke is an absolute joy to work with. And if you want to see more of Luke, he'll be right on after me, like, on his stream doing music. Another plug for him there. So yeah, no, it's really good. Right, oh, come on YouTube, here we go. I want to see all the comments. No, I don't want to write a comment. Here we go. Right. James Elric asks, what's it like doing a job that didn't exist when you were growing up? Is it the same wheelhouse that you imagined or completely different? When I was really small, I had two dream jobs. One was a police officer, and that was because the horses, like the mounted police officers that worked at the Chelsea football matches, would go past my house. So every other Saturday, and sometimes more like weekdays as well, we would see horses, like the mounted policemen, and I get to see horses go right past my house. Living in London, that's the coolest thing ever. So I wanted to be a police officer because in my head I was like, I'll get to ride horses. The other thing was I wanted to be a stand-up comedian because I was obsessed with Eddie Izzard. So, like, I wanted to make people laugh. I liked funny stuff. I grew up on comedy. And that's mainly thanks to my mum. through like listening to, in the UK we have Radio 4, there's a lot of comedy on there, and then I watched a lot of BBC comedy. Channel 4 had some amazing comedy in the 90s, and noughties. Like I was a huge fan of like Spaced, and even before that I was a fan of Big Train on the BBC, which was like one of Simon Pegg's like first forays into being on telly and being a household name kind of thing. Excellent show if you've never seen it. And yeah, I want to do that. So I kind of am doing a bit of comedy with this. It's very different. It's very strange to be like, I've got a camera in my room and I can just talk to a bunch of people. And by the way, the light is going to change because I've just realised it's like sunset. So do let me know. I'm going to have to fiddle about with this for a second. Hang on. There we go. Not so... hello everyone in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, Dead Pixel says trapdoor. OMG, I want that poster. I love the trapdoor. And yeah, so I get to do, it's really weird that creating like not only the gaming content but also the vlogs, like none of those things really existed when I was a kid. And it's opened up a lot of like, it's way more accessible than like a traditional kind of like television or comedy route would be. But at the same time, there's a lot of competition, so I'm extremely lucky to be where I am. So thank you so much for all the support. So yeah, it's really strange doing a job that never existed. Like this isn't something I worked towards at all. I did want to work in video games, but I didn't imagine it like this at all. So yeah. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at some other things. Oh, very nice message from True Hopey. Thank you very much. Not a question, but a nice message. Honey Roast Ridgman says, if money was no object, when this is all over, this coronavirus, and we're all free again, where is the first place you're going? Well, like the first place I'm going is into central London because I've not been there for so long and it really hurts because it's my home. I miss London. It's so close but so far, and I think most people will be like that. But in terms of if money is no object, there's lots of places. There's a huge list of places that I want to do. Like you just do a huge tour of basically. Like I want to go back to Canada. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to New Zealand and Australia again. I've never been to Japan. Just to go back, I want to go. I've never been to Japan. That's like dream destination. I want to go there and just do like all the sushi and all the ramen just in my face, please. I'm someone who, when I'm on holiday, I'm a foodie type person. Like I want to find the good food. So just want to go to places with good food. I want to go to Disneyland. I want to go to Disney World. I just want to do all the Disneys again. Because truly happiest places on earth. It's a lot of fun. I'm a big Disney fan. In case you didn't know, with my little Dory there. There she is. Hello. Just peeking out like. Oh, yeah, someone in the chat literally saying, "Del G, is that Dory next to the shelf doing the soon thing?" Yes, soon. But yeah, so yeah, Japan is like a dream destination for me. But it's pricey. So if money was no object and that was the one place, yeah, I'd pay for that. Thanks. Go with a friend to Japan. That would be great. Good question. I liked that one. Oh, come on, discard. Right, I'm gonna have to keep this going because otherwise it goes quiet on me. Right. Ooh. LJ1985 says, "Hi Ellen, hope you're well. When I studied film, I found that I couldn't watch any movie or TV show without subconsciously picking it apart in my mind. Working in games journalism, do you feel that you can't enjoy gaming the way you used to before it became your profession because your mind is also in permanent analytical mode?" Not quite. I can like just enjoy a game, but there is like that little thing ticking away in the back of my head going, well, you know, this is something I could talk about, blah, blah, blah. My main thing is like, I always want to be like ready to record something cool that happened because I'm like, oh, I might be able to use that in the list. So it's more the kind of like physical act of having things like that are recordable that I can use for a list video. So I have a lot of footage of me playing video games just in case, because that might be good. That's my main thing. Jeff Lewis asks, is Merylwen your only D&D character, or do you also play in other groups with friends? Are there other classes you'd like to play as? At the moment, I only play as Merylwen. I just do Oxventure, but there are like friends of mine who do D&D that I can maybe be like, hey, can I join you for a session? And I think they would be fine with that. It's mainly finding the time, because D&D is a big time-consuming thing, and it's all about getting everyone together at the same time. So that's the main reason I don't do a lot of D&D outside of Oxventure, really. It's just finding the time to meet up with people to do it. But do it online. That's a good way to do it. And yeah, in terms of other classes, I think like a bard would be quite fun to play, because there's like just ridiculous stuff. But I think I would like to just like have a look at some of the other classes that I've not really delved into, and just try something completely different character to Merylwen like next time. I'd like the idea of like playing like, well, it can't be completely different to Merylwen because she's neutral, but a bit different. So like maybe play like an evil, but maybe like a lawful evil, which I think is a really interesting and creepy one, because that's sort of like a lot of people in real life. Not real life. I'm joking. That's a flippant joke. But like that's sort of the evil that you find in real life, is like the lawful. It's like, oh, but I'm playing by the rules and blah blah blah. It's very rare that you find actual chaotic evil people. And so it'd be interesting to find that, you know, the D&D version of stuff that we might see in real life. So Richard Burrows asks, would you rather have Kingdoms of Amalur 2 or a good version of Shadow of the Tomb Raider? For those of you who don't know, I was a little bit disappointed in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, because I really liked Tomb Raider. I really loved Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I was like, this next one better be good, because I'm so excited. I loved the last one so much, and it was a bit broken and buggy, and Lara Croft wasn't great. One thing I learnt was not only did they not have Rhianna Pratchett writing this time, they also didn't have the same voice director, because he's the guy that works, a very nice guy called Phil, who works is the voice director for Life is Strange, the Life is Strange games. And I was like, oh, that's why Lara Croft sounded different. And I met him, and he was very pleased that I didn't like the he was very like honoured that I preferred his version of Lara Croft. So that was very nice. I like meeting people who like work on games. It's a massive privilege that I have with the job that I do. So it's always nice to meet people who are like, oh my goodness, I think what you do is cool. Right, Hippie Girl 81 asks, how long does it take to film a typical show of the weekend, and how much ends up being edited out? Any favourite show of the weekend moments? We record for like an hour, a bit more than that, and then anything like we edit it down to like 35 minutes is the most that we would want it to be. And then sometimes that is like time-lapsey stuff that is cut down, and most of it is just us getting ready for things, or like in the small parts that are scripted, so like the comments, it's just the bits where we've got it wrong. But most of it stays in. It's just trimming the fat, really, like getting down to the lean meat within there. And then sometimes like just cutting out entire bits and saving them for like a bits you didn't see. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that we've still not used for that either, which I don't know where they are. In terms of, I've got some stuff and I've cut it out, and I'm like, I need to go and find that and sort it out so that people can see it. Bleary Line 7 asks, first of all, how are you? Hope you're doing okay in the current situation. I'm okay. I'm going to take a sip of my drink though, because I need to. I've kind of been talking non-stop because it's just me and it's a bit different. I've got some cool different things. I spent ages. I'm using OBS to stream this, and I did some things playing around. So I have a side shot, hi everyone, on my slightly rubbish laptop camera, but hi everyone. And then I'm back here. So it's like I was going to do like transitions, but I've just not done that yet. I mean, Ellen, what are you doing? Oh, hi. How are you all doing there? And that is inspired by a fabulous streamer on Twitch, Paladin Amber. If you've not watched her, go watch her. She is great. She is so good. Anyway, I'm good. I'm fine. I've just been playing around with Stream Deck. And second, from Blurry Line, do you think there'll be more work done from home after this is over, or do you think regular work conditions will resume after? I ask because you're in a line of work that seems pretty well suited to more days at home, and generally, how are you finding being parts of OX remotely? Well, the thing is, we actually mostly work from home anyway. It's just that we have days that we meet up to write. We have our studio day, which is usually in the middle of the week, and that's where we film everything in studio. And so, like, beginning of the week is kind of writing, the end of the week is like editing and putting it all together around other various things. And yeah, so but mostly I am working from home, and then but we meet up at various points to write together and just to have human contact, because that is really important. But one thing I think this is really the whole everyone working from home, I think it's really highlighted the fact that there are a lot of jobs that can be done from home, and we need to be more accommodating to people who can't go into an office all the time. So people who have various disabilities, and people who have families that want more time with their kids and don't want to have to spend ages commuting in and out of work. Because one of the dream things about this job is that I do very little commuting. And in London, that is a big thing. Like, just, and like, I'm lucky because I live in London. Like, I'm in one of the zones, basically. So for those of you who don't know London, there's like zones 1 to 6, then there's also like a little weird extra bit of 7 to 9 on one corner of the map. Don't know why. That's just to get Watford in. And so like I live in London, but there are people who like travel down from outside London who spend like an hour getting into London and then another half an hour getting into like from the terminus to where they work in London. And that's just this city. I know other people have like way worse commutes, but like I think we just need to be more, it just teaches us to be more accommodating to people who can't go into an office every day for various reasons. So yeah. Tom Titherington says, a sensitive topic. Yes, I'm quite sensitive about this. And yeah, I just think this will open up a lot more options for people with disabilities and make companies think about how they can be more accommodating to them, and for them. So yeah, that is my hope. That is my hope that comes from this, so that people who want to spend a bit of time working from home, just so that they're not constantly in and out of an office, it's doable. There are a lot of jobs that are doable. But at the same time, office environments are nice because you can go in and see people, and that's nice. Human interaction is important, and that's the one thing that you can lack working from home. Okay. Alright, Nico Cressmere says, when did you first experience the symptoms of cystinuria? Were you a baby with kidney stones, or were they like mutant powers and manifested in your teens or early 20s? So this is my weird kidney stone disease that I have. It was around the time of like 14 that I started getting pains, and I wasn't diagnosed until I was 21. And then I wasn't fully diagnosed with cystinuria. I was just diagnosed as having kidney stones. I wasn't diagnosed fully with cystinuria until I was 22. Because cystine stones are not like regular kidney stones, which are calcium and show up nicely on x-rays. They are harder to see and usually need a CT scan. They can be seen on ultrasound kind of okay. But my problem was I would have the pain, I'd go in, the pain would disappear, and that meant that they just missed the kidney stone because they did an x-ray and they didn't see anything. So it was just, and that's just kind of what happens when you have a really rare condition. It's frustrating, but sometimes you just don't have like an easy answer for like a quick answer because it's all slow. could hear like a weird noise, and it was a crow outside. Has everyone else been experiencing more birdsong recently? It's been amazing, but right now there's just like a crow going out in the distance. I don't know whether you can hear it, but I can. Simon AH says, how did you pick the name of Merylwen's cat? As a Simon myself, I feel I should now include not a cat as part of any online bio. I like cats with people names. I toyed with Dave. Dave is my go-to name for any animal in a game. But yeah, it's oh, can someone link Luke's stream again? I'll just post that again. I'll post that again. Yeah, Simon is just like, it's a nice name, but it's also a funny name for a cat. So yeah, I think in the back of my head as well, there was like Simon's Cat, the animation that was on YouTube. A friend of mine worked on that at one point as well, which I was very proud of them for doing that. So yeah, I just like people names, and I just like the name Simon. It's a good name. Mr. Hidden Man, I seem to recall you mentioning that you did some coding in the past, so my question to you is, what languages did you learn? And do you still try to get back into it from time to time? Stay safe and try to stay sane as you can be from an ex-code monkey. Well, I've done a lot of different coding. Is it called Pascal? Is it the one Pascal? Or am I just thinking of the little lizard in Tangled? Yeah, it's Pascal. Yeah, there's one. That's like the mathsy one. And then I did a bit of Visual Basic in Access for my A-level computing project. I made a booking system for a hairdresser. It was all very exciting. And then when I was at uni, I did some computer science modules. I originally went to university to do computer science, but then I switched to management because I found it a bit more interesting, and I was still kind of getting the maths and economics interesting things that I enjoyed. That was like I was still getting that science itch, you know, satisfied. But also I was just like, ooh, like the social side of business is really exciting and interesting, and just means that now when I watch like any kind of business news, I know what it all means, and it's frustrating. But yeah, I did Java. We did Java mainly when I was at uni. So yeah, those are my main ones. I didn't do a huge amount. Oh, and C++ as well, and HTML when I was at school. No, yeah, we did Java and then some C++, and yeah, but not a huge amount. I wasn't like a massive coder. I just got tired of it very, very quickly. Right, Kiwi6, any advice on how to create a D&D character for someone like me who's just getting into it? For me, I created someone who was kind of like me but a bit different, because role-playing a character like that for the first time is, you can feel self-conscious. So for me, especially because we were doing it for people who already watched our other stuff, I created a character that was sort of like me. I think most of us did. So, something like us that people would easily be able to latch onto because they already liked those kind of versions of us anyway, sort of. But you might be different. You might need to create someone completely different so that you don't feel like you're just playing you and putting yourself out there. Like, so if you're kind of like shy, self-conscious, D&D is a nice way to be like, okay, this is a different version of me. This is not me at all, you know. Go with it. So it's really what you want. It's really what you want. And ask people who have played it before. Have a look at forums. Actually, don't go too much into forums, because not because they're bad, but they can be a real rabbit hole with all sorts of advice. But just read through the classes and think what would be fun, and look at their abilities. The thing that sold me on a druid was the fact that I could turn into an animal, and I was like, well, that's it. Like, I don't care about anything else. That's what I want to do. And then everything else is, I've like learnt what I like as I go along. So find that one thing that you really want to do. Find out which class does it and go for it. And then in terms of your personality, it's whether you want to be you or someone else completely different. Great. Will Sawyer says, if/when Merylwen dies, what's your... I like the phrasing here it is so good. What's your ideal scenario in which you'd like to see her cark it? I don't think I've heard that phrase, but I like it. I don't know. I'd like to see her do something cool. I either want her to do something really, really, really cool that like saves a bunch of people, or like a bunch of animals, more likely, or she goes off and like runs a retreat or something and peacefully passes away many years later. So yeah, there's a chance that like maybe at some point we might like retire characters and give them a chance to like have a rest and then come back later with some updated stuff. Never know. That's D&D is flexible like that. Maltok says, what's a recent film, TV series, book or game you'd recommend and why? Hope you're keeping well and stay safe. Thank you very much. If you've not watched The Good Place, what are you doing? No, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be that person who's pressuring you into watching it. But The Good Place is amazing. I love that. My favourite book series at the moment is the Rivers of London series. They're actually like mostly those books there. These ones at the end here. By Ben Aranovich. I believe I'm saying that correctly. He's worked on Doctor Who, I believe. There's also talks of Simon Pegg and Nick Frost having the rights to do the first book as a film. It's called Rivers of London. It's a great book, great series. I really enjoy it. It's about a copper in London, but there's magic and there's like a whole underground magic thing. It's good. It's sort of one of those fantasy things for people who don't really get fantasy, because it's framed like a detective thing basically. It's a copper. It's made of coppers, but like there's like this element of a bit of Harry Potter in there for people who like it. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. Book wise, film. Recently, if you can watch Parasite, I mean it's obvious because that's the one that got the Oscar. Not that that's always the best film, mind you, but it's really good. Oh, I skipped a question. Is there Kick-Ass Snake says, is there possibility for a room tour? I will do it at some point, not today, because I decided to sort out. I've got a cupboard there that I decided to sort out. So there's still a lot of stuff over there on my bed, out of shot, that I still need to sort through. Just some boxes of books and things that I don't know whether I need anymore. Like a copy of SimCity, but only with the second floppy disk. So, yeah. But yeah, TV series, book or game. Goose. Play the Goose game. I really enjoyed playing Portal 2 with my friend the other week. A friend and I have been playing Minecraft. That game's cool. People should look at that game. No, it's really good. And also it's like cross-platform play. So they play on PC, I play on Xbox. We can play together. It's great. And yeah, and like just with voice chat, it's that human interaction, which is good. It's like, hello, you're a human being. I would like to talk to you. And then for those of you who want to like shut yourself away a bit, just there's a lot of really good games. There's just a lot of really good games. If you want a big open worldy one, Assassin's Creed games are good. Any of them really. I've not played Unity, but apparently it's good now because they fixed it. A whole bunch. It all depends on what you want to do. I want to jump back into Horizon Zero Dawn because of that PlayStation 5 list that we made on Outside Extra, because I've not fully finished it. So I'm like most of the way through, and then something else came out, and I also do that thing where I'm like, I don't want to finish the game because then it's over. Nah, and that's so stupid. But right. Thanks for that question, Maltok. Max Velocity, what's your favourite moment in your time with Luke Westaway on Outside Extra? There's a lot. It's very difficult to choose. I have a real laugh with Luke on and off the camera. He is a delight to work with. I think one of my favourite things that has been caught on camera is when we did showdown of the week at EGX, and Luke explained why he liked my laugh, and it nearly made me cry. Because it was so nice, his explanation. Because initially I guessed it correctly because he told me that he likes my laugh because it makes him seem funnier when I laugh at his jokes. But he said, but how it reflected upon me and the type of person I was, and it was very nice what he said. I won't say it because I'm too shy to say it, but if you can watch Showdown of the Week live, or whatever we called it in the end, from EGX a couple of years ago. I'm gonna get all like I get all shy on stage, and thanks. And it was really sweet hearing the audience actually visibly being like, vocally being like, oh. And we had some friends in the audience who said that they heard people like crying at that, which was really sweet. Caitlin RC, hello, regular Oxtra viewer. What language would you like to be fluent in? For me, it'd be Cantonese, so I can surprise my best friend by calling her in her native language. That is adorable. I really like that. I think my two options would be possibly French, because it's such a pretty language, and it would be like me finally being good at it after trying to do it for years at school and kind of okay. Je be a Londres, you know, trying to like sound actually French. The other one might sound a bit basic with internet, being an internet person, but Japanese. Like I'd love to watch anime, just like like that, and also just like go to Japan, because I think it's because the language barrier, and I think Cantonese is a good example of that. Like, it's because it's that extra level of language barrier with anything that has a different alphabet. So it's just learning that alphabet as well is the thing. So you're learning twice as much, because with French you're kind of cheating, because you, like, if you're an English speaker, because you can kind of read some of the words, albeit with a bad accent for most English people anyway. So yeah, I think something like that, or maybe like Spanish, because that's really useful, because it's one of the widest spoken languages in the world. So yeah, those are my. There's a lot of them. I don't know, but probably Japanese, just because it is that extra layer. It'd be cool. Okay. Annika said, if you were the producer of your own game, what would it be about and how would it be played? That is a big question, Annika. I don't know is the answer to that. That I've not thought of like making a game fully. Well, how would it be played? If I made a game, it would probably be like an ARPG, action RPG, and would have magic and stuff in it, probably, and a good combat system. Hey, wait, it's that Kingdoms Unknown. It wouldn't be Kingdoms Unknown. That game already exists and is perfect. But yeah, something explory, maybe exploring some like I like Celtic stuff, so a bit of like something set in something Celtic, like, yeah, something like that. I don't know. Hunt ND said, my wife Jane is also staying indoors for an extended period because she's extra vulnerable to COVID-19. Woo, team! She loves Oxboxtra and she wanted to send you an internet hug. Question, any books you'd recommend for some escape? Well, I've already mentioned The Rivers of London. Heavily recommend those. Especially if you live in London, because it's just, or I like know London, because it's just like, oh yeah, I've been there, when you're reading it. Another series is a YA series, young adult series, called, it's the Garth Nix books. There's Sabriel, Sabriel, Lirael, Abosin, and then there's a fourth one that I've not read yet, which I believe is a prequel. But I loved those books. I still do. I loved them as a kid, like young adult. And they're one of the few kind of book series that I've read more than once. And they're really good. Just really good, interesting, multifaceted main characters who are great. Just he's very good at writing female characters. All right, let's go down. I've lost where I was. Has D&D helped to keep your mind off the lockdown? I mean, more than just when you're actively playing. A little bit. This is from Michael James. Yeah, a little bit. Phil Tyler in the chat. Sorry, I'm not looking at chat enough. What do you think about the rumours of the new Assassin's Creed game being based in Scandinavia? I would love that. I don't think they're true, but I would love that. I would really love that. That would be really cool. But yeah, Michael James, yeah, like, because you're kind of thinking about planning D&D. So you're not thinking about, I'm stuck inside. So yeah, anything that takes your mind off it, really. CB, where would you like to see yourself in 10 years? Have you got any dreams that you'd like to fulfill? Or are you loving your job / life, etc. as it is? Well, at the moment, I'm living with family because London is expensive. So obviously in 10 years, I would like my own place. I would like to not be living at home in 10 years. And yeah, I really enjoy my job. I really enjoy what I do. I want to still do what I do in whatever capacity that will be. I like YouTube. I've been on YouTube for over 10 years now. And I've worked very hard and gradually to get where I am here, like today. And I think it's important that people don't abandon like the things that they've built up, and I felt like I've built up. I still want to do this. I want to do more with my personal channel as well. That's always a goal, but it's just like time, really. But yeah, I want to do more video games and more videos. I'd love that. I'd like to do more like streaming like this. This is nice and chatting. Maybe more of this little agony aunt corner. Hey, Scott Jacobs just says, hope you're staying well. Just imagine your life being narrated by Sir David Attenborough and things get a little happier. That was my bad David Attenborough impression. Andrew Huckstep says, as someone who's been stuck indoors for such a long time and not knowing when you'll be let out, do you feel you or others may struggle readjusting to larger social situations or large spaces as a whole? I think it will be. I've had moments where I've been indoors for like a month. Like last year when I had pneumonia, I was really ill and I basically didn't go outside. And then when I finally went outside, I was like, oh, this is strange. So it'll be weird at first, but then like after an hour, it'll be fine. And in terms of like being around others at social situations, I'm gonna hug so many of my friends so hard. I'm gonna possibly break their spines. I'm gonna be so careful not to, but I can't promise my friends that you will be safe from my spine breaking hugs. And also I might cry. I'm gonna cry at a lot of people because I won't have seen them for ages, and we're all just gonna be a mess, and it'll be lovely. It'll be a beautiful mess. Angel Beat says, hope you'll be okay, you'll make it through. Question I wanted to ask, has been posted already. So you consider trying a Soulsborne game. I'd like to play Bloodborne at some point. I know there's like a spider boss, but the actual spider itself is not too bad. It's the little minions I don't like. So maybe I can get someone else to play that bit. But yeah, Bloodborne is my aesthetic a little bit. Yeah, let's put it like that. I like the play style looks good as well, like the whole dodging, and that's something that I've learned as I've played more games that I enjoy doing, is doing the in dodge in and when there's like a good system for that. Really pleased with that. Okay, I'm gonna pause on there, and for the last like 4 minutes I'm gonna go into the chat a bit more. I'm gonna try and I'd like to do this again next week. Basically, this has been nice. My voice is going. So it'll definitely only be an hour whenever I do it again, because talking for an hour solid is a lot. I do 2-hour streams for Outside Extra when we're playing Black Flag, yo ho, Pirates Life for me, but I can stop talking and let the game do its thing for a little bit. So this is, my throat's like, whoa, what you doing, Ellen? You've not talked this long in ages. There's usually another person talking to you or a game talking for you. Why are you talking constantly? This is why I haven't vlogged for a while as well. Anyway, right, take a sip and pop your questions in the chat for the last 4 minutes. And I've already seen one that I want to answer. Glenn Forbes asked, what's your ideal sandwich? I believe I've mentioned this on Show of the Weekend once, over on Outside Extra. You should go like and subscribe if you haven't already. And it's this one that before I worked in the games industry, I worked for a digital marketing agency, and there was a cafe opposite the place that I worked. And in there was an amazing sandwich, right? You got your brie, okay? Brie is one of the best cheeses, in my humble opinion. Then you have avocado. Yes, I'm a millennial. I like avocado. I'm sorry. And then caramelized onion chutney. Okay? Caramelized onion chutney. And then, for the fourth thing, I've done this really... Right, if I do that and there, I can do it on that hand. And then the fourth thing is just a little sprinkle of thyme. All you need is thyme. And that's one of the most delicious sandwiches you will ever put in your face. And that's I made one for Luke once when I went round to his house and we were doing some writing together, and he was like, "Dear God, this is amazing," but not enough of a good reaction for my liking. I was like, "This is a sandwich from heaven. Come on, this is the best sandwich you've ever eaten." But also, I do like good cheese toasty. Best cheese toasty I've ever had is a cheese and Mars bar toasty from a university student-run toasty bar after a night out. So, cheese and chocolate, it works. It works. Sounds disgusting. I'm trying to think what a Mars bar would be in America. I think a Mars bar in America is what they would call a Milky Way. It's the one with the nougat and the caramel surrounded by chocolate. It is amazing. But what was the bread? Says Iambi Jr. Any bread, any good bread. As it just choose your favourite bread. I like to go for a nice seeded one, or a good bagel, a very good bagel. Frodo Baggins, that sounded like a Scotland thing, all right? Yep. Chris Stone asks St Andrews. Yeah. So yeah, I went to the uni in Scotland. Scotland is home of the bizarre but best food. Okay, like deep fried Mars bar. Had one of those. I only have one because they're very rich and a lot of fat. So like you can feel your arteries going. Other thing that they did, there was a place around the corner from me. Alongside their deep fried pizzas, they did a chocolate pizza. Which wasn't like, because I've seen Domino's, I think it is, that does a chocolate pizza where it's just like a pizza base with chocolate on it and nothing else. Pizza base, chocolate, mozzarella cheese on top, crumbled with a flake. Okay, the best chocolate, best Cadbury's chocolate is a flake. It's so good. So good. Kenjita says yes, Milky Way equals Mars bar. Yeah, so because here a Milky Way is like a white sugary, no, not sugary, but it's still sort of nougat looking, but I don't know how to explain it, but it's good. Iffy says, why did you go to uni in Scotland? Because I liked it. I grew up going on holiday to Scotland. Oh gosh, we're going past 8 o'clock. I'm delaying Luke's stream. I'll finish up this question, why I went to uni in Scotland. My sister went to the uni before me, and I fell in love with it, visiting her. And all our family holidays when I was a kid, a lot of them were going up to visit our family in the Highlands of Scotland. So I had just a huge fondness for Scotland. Scotland has always been one of my favourite countries in the world, one of the most beautiful places in the world. And yeah, I love it. So the closest I applied to uni, to London as well. I wanted to be outside of London for uni. The closest that I applied was like, I can't remember which is closest, but yeah, I think it was Cardiff was the closest. Second closest was like Liverpool. I didn't want the temptation to be able to go home all the time, because I knew I would take that. I knew I'd take that option. So I'm like, if I have to like make an at least 4-hour journey before I get back to London, it's doable if I need to get home, but also it just means I'm like, no, if I'm at uni, I'm at uni. And I knew that when I was older, like I would definitely want to live in London as an adult for a good, like at least a good portion of it. Like I love London, it's my home. I was like, I want to live somewhere else to have that experience. So lived in a tiny town on the coast of Fife. Absolutely gorgeous place. Heavily recommend you visit. It's so good. It is full of American golfers, but you know, you can't have everything. No offense to the beautiful Americans watching, but there's something special about Americans who've travelled to the first golf course ever. And yeah, I've they're very loud. Anyway. And they're weird with students sometimes. Anyway. Thank you for joining me on this stream. Leaving it at that. Anjambaya says, I'm from Glasgow. I love Glasgow. Love Glasgow. I went to my friend's wedding now. I've got a friend who lives there. And last time I was in Glasgow, I had a haggis supper, which is a deep fried haggis and chips, and it's so good. Anyway, right. I'm gonna leave you to it. Fife sounds nice, says Heartboy. It's good. It's lovely. Fife is beautiful. It's it's the sunniest area of Scotland. It gets the most sun out of all of Scotland. So that was something that we had there. I'm gonna leave you to it. I'm gonna pop another link in the chat. I'm gonna keep popping the link in the chat to Luke's stream. I will type that right. And he did very kindly say that he would hold off until I finish, so maybe you won't have missed stuff, hopefully. But thank you so much for watching. I really mean it. Thank you so much. Like, seriously, thank you. Really appreciate it. Oh wait, wrong one. Hi. Thank you. But thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your questions. Next week, I want to do this again around the same time, but I will take more questions from the chat because you guys sent so many questions. Guys and girls and everyone sent beautiful, lovely questions, thoughtful questions. Thank you for listening to me babble on for an hour. See you next time and have a lovely Sunday.